Never done this before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the price of an Interviewology profile from $69 to $24.99 for a limited time, because if you're looking for a job right now, you need all the help in the world, and I really want to show you all how much I appreciate and care for you and how grateful I am for all of my followers. So if you haven't discovered your interview style yet, get an Interviewology profile. It's a 40-page customized workbook that walks you through everything that you're doing right and wrong in interviews for a limited time for $24.99. Here's a harsh truth about interviewing. You can't go into a job search and looking for a new job and think to yourself, but I don't want to get rejected. I don't want to get hurt. I'm here to tell you that that is impossible. And this is actually the very thing that holds most people back from putting themselves out there. A lot of people stay in really crappy jobs, dead-end positions, because they're so terrified of putting themselves out there. Perhaps they bombed an interview once and they're really gun-shy and they don't want to do it again. But listen, there is no way around it. If you want to move on, if you want to improve your career, you have to learn how to interview. And you don't get better at it by sitting on the sidelines and avoiding it. It's one of those things in life that you actually get better at the more that you do it. And the anticipation and the stress and the worry is often way worse than the actual thing. I have worked with over 10,000 clients, and I know this to be true. The more you interview, the better you get. But if you tell yourself that you're scared, and if you tell yourself that you don't want to get hurt, and if you tell yourself that you're bad at interviewing, you're just keeping yourself stuck. You need to work on your mindset. You need to tell yourself that you will get better. And perhaps you had a bad interview long ago, but that doesn't mean that you're bad at interviewing. Perhaps you're just unprepared. For more tips on how to interview better, to discover your interview style, get an Interviewology profile, follow me, and good luck in your upcoming job search. Petrified of getting laid off because you haven't interviewed in 10 years and you're really scared that if you have to get out there, you don't even know where to begin? My name's Anna Papalia, and I've been teaching people how to interview better since 2011. I've prepared over 10,000 people for job interviews, and here's the thing. One of the best ways to empower you in this process so you're not scared of getting laid off is to work on your interview skills even when you are not in a job search. I want you to update your resume regularly. I want you to think deeply about your skill set. I want you to always be networking, because trust me, if you do get laid off and you're blindsided, it's not fun. So to be safe, prepare yourself by having an updated resume and a network that you can always rely on. For more tips on how to interview better, follow me, get an Interviewology profile, and good luck in your upcoming job search.
Here's the key to eternal happiness. Reason you want whatever it is you think that you want is because you think it's going to make you happy when you have it. The car, the relationship, the job, whatever it is. It's called the arrival fallacy. But what if I told you that you didn't need the thing to make you happy? That you could achieve that same feeling state without the thing? Because you've gotten the things in the past and they haven't led to eternal happiness, so you know that intuitively this is right. You know that it isn't the stuff that will bring you eternal happiness. It may sound more difficult. I think it sounds freeing, because you don't need the car or the job or the fancy house in order to be happy. You can achieve that feeling state without that stuff. Have you been searching for a job for a while and you're getting really fed up because you feel like the process is really messed up? Well, it's not you. You're right. The hiring process is really flawed. My name's Anna Papalia, and I was previously a director of talent acquisition, and I was responsible for hiring for an entire organization. But I left in 2011 with one simple mission: to teach job seekers and hiring managers how to interview better. And here are 3 ways that the hiring process is really, really flawed. Number 1,
Big organizations, and not small or mid-sized companies, but really almost all of the very large global companies use what we call an ATS, which is an applicant tracking system. If you've applied for a position only to have your resume rejected and get an auto-generated rejection email 20 seconds later, that's the ATS. It's a software that scans your resume for keywords. Now, in theory, this is a good idea, but in practice, it's been proven over and over again that this is creating very homogeneous candidate pools, and Korn Ferry did a study about this last year in September, that 27 million candidates were being kept out of the application process because of applicant tracking systems. Number 2, my least favorite, video recorded interviews. You may apply for a job, maybe you get through the ATS, and then you're sent a link to do a video interview, which is a 20-minute standard interview where you have to answer basic questions about yourself. And you may stress about this and take a lot of time to record these answers, when in reality, recruiters and hiring managers are not watching this. They may watch a minute here or a minute there. It is really awful that we're asking candidates to do all this work and the internal recruiters aren't actually watching the stuff that you've done. Number 3, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but bring it on, because all of the research and science is on my side. Over 90% of hiring managers and recruiters have never been trained to interview, which means that the person that's in the position of power, making the decision on who's going to move forward in the interview process or who they're going to hire, has never been trained to do so. Hey, if you disagree with me or if you don't believe some of the things I said, look it up. All the research is there. There's an incredible book called Making the Cut by David Padula that I highly recommend to all of my clients. And you can also look up the Harvard Business Review from September 2021 about the 27 million applicants that have been kept out of corporate America because of an ATS. Follow me for more tips, and I'll do a video on how we can conquer some of these issues. Break down the cast of Seinfeld's interview styles. Imagine this cast in a job interview. Jerry is absolutely a textbook examiner in interviews. He keeps it about the facts and the figures and the details. He gets right to the point. And then we have George, who is highly accommodating. And in fact, in the show, we have seen him in many job interviews. He is a charmer. He wants so desperately to be liked in job interviews. We also then have Elaine, our saucy, aggressive, even in this picture, she is a challenger. She's not afraid to ask the tough questions, and she's not afraid to be seen as the devil's advocate. We've also seen her in job interviews and at work. She's a challenger through and through. And lastly, Kramer, our sweet neighbor who wants everyone to get along, is a harmonizer. He's collaborative, he's warm, and he's always thinking about the group. To discover your interview style in all of the styles, get my new book, Interviewology, The New Science of Interviewing, and you can take our scientifically valid interview style assessment to determine your interview style, and you'll get a